We have Illian.
Illian, Paul's second character. Here we go. There is much to learn from the forest, much the trees can tell us when they choose to speak. Their whispers carry on the wind, regaling their listeners with stories from far and wide. All one must do is listen. But they offer so much more than that. Shelter, warmth, places to hide and sleep, homes for all manner of woodsy creatures. And it is here they made their home, 11 orphaned halflings. They hunted, fished, learned to live off the land, the forest specifically, and what it provided. Not a one in the group scared, not from the eyes that stalk the night or sound of the sky clapping in a storm, not from the fear of the rest of the world. The community was a tight one, each looking out for the other, Illian among these. In truth, they wanted for nothing. They became, as they like to call it, one with the forest, consuming a variety of mind-altering plants and smoke from sacred leaves. They communed with the world around them, their world, the world of wood and grass. They owned, if anything, a peace very few found in their lives. It was during one of these induced moments a noise came to them, a crashing and tearing, and the trees whispered. Together they moved through the forest to find a band of orcs laying waste to a part of the wood. They were chopping and cutting and tearing everything from the ground, careless in their ways, disrespectful. The halflings' stomachs grew tight, feeling nauseated at the sight. Surely the orcs had something sinister in mind with digging up the earth in such fashion. Unfortunately for them, though, as they turned to go, to discuss what must be done about the situation, a single orc spied them in the bushes. A battle horn signaled and the halflings took foot, scattering into the woods, while the band of orcs gave chase. The orcs snarled and growled, their eyes lustful for the hunt, the prize that would be awarded, and the taste of meat. Illian ran and ran, for how long he could not tell. He ran until he heard the thunderous feet of the orcs and the halfling cries of agony no more, until all that remained was the sounds of the forest. He rested a moment, catching his breath and his wits, shook his head, disgusted in himself, his primal urge to simply escape, to survive. It was some time later, and with the help of the trees, that Illian made his way back to the orc encampment. Quietly he approached, staying hidden. The smell of cooked meat hit his nostrils, and the laughter of the orcs chilled the blood in his veins. He could not believe what he was seeing. He bit back the gorge rising in his throat. He cursed the wind, bit his lower lip to keep from screaming. But what could he do? What could a single halfling do against such odds? He shut his eyes tightly, trying to dam up the water falling from them. He had always felt so at peace. Never had he ever felt so helpless. But it was in that moment that Illian made a vow, a choice, not only to himself but to the friends he lost in the forest around him. Never would he find himself helpless again. So that is Illian, Paul's second character, a Halfling Ranger. Anything you care to add to that, Paul?
Yeah, just as a side note for anyone that plays D&D, if you're going to have a character that's a ranger and is bow centric, don't pick a race that can't use longbows.